The street renaming and historical marker for the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated co-founder, Dr. Oscar James Cooper, was one of the most significant accomplishments in the history of the Mu Omega chapter. This short documentary serves as a recap of the weekend's events for October 1st to October 3rd, 2021.
Greetings, my brothers. My name is Brother Darrell Blackwell from the Pearl of Philadelphia, mighty Mu Omega chapter.
And my name is Brother Luke Smith from the Pearl of Philadelphia, the mighty Mu Omega chapter.
The brothers of Mu Omega are proud to announce that on Saturday, October 2nd, 2021 at 11:17 a.m., the unveiling will take place to honor our deceased honorable founder, Dr. Oscar James Cooper, with the street sign and also PA historical marker. But I have a few bros that want to say a little something. Be out in Philly, bros.
The weekend started with the sold-out party celebrating the 101st chapter anniversary. The Honorable Dr. Oscar James Cooper lived an exceptional life, and his contributions and impact will live on forever. Here are some highlights of the over 50 years he spent in the city of Philadelphia, which exemplify why he was so deserving of such a prestigious honor. Dr. Oscar James Cooper was born in 1888 and entered Omega chapter in 1972. Dr. Cooper was an initiating founder of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, the first fraternity to be established on the campus of a historically black college. Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated was established on the campus of Howard University on November 17, 1911. In 1920, Dr. Cooper was an initiating founder of Mu Omega chapter, a graduate chapter in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This was the first chapter of the fraternity to be established in the city. Dr. Cooper served as Mu Omega chapter's first bacillus. Dr. Cooper was the first intern at Mercy Hospital in West Philadelphia, which opened as Misericordia Hospital in 1918. This internship occurred soon after he graduated from the Howard University School of Medicine in 1917. Dr. Cooper once headed the old Mudjet Hospital in Philadelphia. Dr. Cooper also served as treasurer of the National Medical Association, the MNA, the nation's oldest and largest organization representing African American physicians and health professionals in the United States. Dr. Cooper was an active resident of North Philadelphia, where he lived and practiced medicine out of the home located at 1621 West Jefferson Street for nearly 50 years. Dr. Cooper championed causes that promoted equality, good citizenship, and healthy living in an era that was challenging for African Americans to obtain quality health care. Dr. Oscar James Cooper was a co-founder of the Pyramid Club of Philadelphia, which gave expression to civic, social, and cultural opportunities for African Americans denied to them by other organizations in the area. Dr. Cooper served as treasurer for many years. Dr. Cooper welcomed the likes of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Marian Anderson, and A. Philip Randolph to the Pyramid Club as guest speakers. On the corner of 16th and West Jefferson Street in front of Dr. Oscar James Cooper's former home was the unveiling ceremony. Mu Omega's 48th bacillus, Mark A. Edwards Sr., was the master of ceremonies.
It is truly a pleasure to be here with you.
When Jeffrey Smith came to me some number of years ago, after I'd first gotten elected to the Senate, and said, I have an idea for where your office should be. He suggested to me that it should be at 1621 Jefferson Street. And he told me about the history of the building, and that Dr. Cooper, it had been his office. It was important to him because Jeffrey's uncle and father, who created the Union Housing Development Corporation, were both Omega men, and maintained ownership and possession of the building, which was at that time had fallen into severe disrepair. He said he wanted to restore the building, and he wanted it to be something significant. He didn't want it just knocked down, and he didn't want it to be something random.
So I remember when Jeffrey Smith, who was our president of the board, came running into the community center and said, oh, I brought that joint over there. We paid over the bid price. We have to have that. And let me tell you why you have. He goes, do you know who lived there? And I was like, no. And he's like, Dr. Oscar J. Cooper, the founder of Omega Psi Phi.
Our marker program is about 100 years old, and there are 26 markers all over the Commonwealth, and that's a very small number when you think of all the history in our Commonwealth. The reason is that we have a very rigorous process where we assess the person, place, or event, whether they have national significance, whether they have significance to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And I'm happy to be here to acknowledge the fact that we can count one more extraordinary person, individual, in this group.
To Darrell Blackwell, to my left, to the right of the stage, thank you for your steadfast dedication, for your commitment, for all of your work in getting us here today. Thank you so much.
This all happened around a conversation back in 2018. In 2018, November, we were at a football game, and we were talking about our upcoming centennial, which was in 2020. Our chapter was founded in 1920. And we got to talking about how great it would be if we could honor our founder Cooper, around our centennial. And we thought about the historical marker. We also thought about a street renaming. So that got the ball rolling. So on this day, this special event means so much to Mu Omega chapter. Number one, our deceased honorable founder, Dr. Oscar James Cooper, was our first basileus of Mu Omega chapter in 1920 when the chapter was founded. So all of the brothers take great pride on this day that we have a historical marker, and we also have a renaming of a street that is just a great accomplishment. And it all started back in 2018 with myself and brother Luke Smith.
Yeah, it's very humbling to be here in front of you guys today from a conversation that we had. And I'd just like to say it was a labor of love, and I'd like to thank everybody that's here to support this event, and hopefully we can do more for the community and keep it going.
The Omega aspect, that I thank all of you because it was about service, and that you, more than anyone, in all the years and dedication that all of you have played in terms of this honor, and I congratulate you for the service that you have provided to many, many people. So I congratulate you for all that you've done. It couldn't be a more appropriate time to have this historical marker in terms of Dr. Cooper. And when you think about it and where we are in this moment in terms of this pandemic, the reality of it is medical service was extremely important, and especially today. And the question especially in terms of how it affects the black community.
A lot of the services that Dr. Cooper provided to this community were of no charge. And a lot of us don't want to provide services at no charge. We're always looking at the dollar and how much I can make, or, okay, if this, let me tell you what my rate is, and let me tell you how much this is going to cost you. And so he was sacrifice. He was all about sacrifice and giving back to his community.
So today we celebrate a founder, Dr. Oscar Cooper, through this official Pennsylvania historical marker. We also know that it's not just about the past, and it's not just about the present. This marker is about the future. Because now you and I can look forward to the day 20, 50, 100 years in the future from now, when the grandchildren of our grandchildren's grandchildren stop by, read the marker, and remember Dr. Cooper and find new inspiration.
I'll be brief, but I just wanted to express how exciting it is for me as an 18-year-old to see everybody out here and to witness a day like today. I've seen movies and only really heard of stories because it's my first year in college, so about fraternities and sororities. But to see how deep and rich it is and how the history unfolds and how it affects us back then and how it's going to affect us in the future is truly amazing.
We certainly have some international committee chairmen that I have entrusted with various positions. I see Keir Pemberton. Stand up, Keir. Is anyone else a committee chairman in the House? Keir is leading our effort in terms of our history book, so it's we know he would be here today.
Good afternoon. My name is Keir Pemberton, International History Archive Chair for Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Here we go. The significance of today for the city of Philadelphia, primarily for North Philadelphia. I was born about 7 blocks away from here, so this is my neighborhood, extensive purposes. It resonates primarily because you'll see up here Dr. Cooper's name on the sign. You'll have young black girls and boys. They will look at somebody of significance up there versus what you typically see the names up there. I won't go into details about Jefferson. We all know the history of that. But for neighborhood, primarily African Americans, it's very significant that you have somebody that's upstanding, that dedicated 50 years of his professional life to serving community there.
Dr. Cooper has always been special to me. And I'll tell you why, because we know of the friendship between the 3 undergraduates. We were taught that as we came into our fraternity, that the 3 amigos is what we were taught about, these 3 friends, that they loved each other very dearly. And we've always wondered about the connection to the professor, Ernest E. Just. What was that connection? How did these 3 undergraduates connect up with this Professor Just and form what we say, I know there's Kappas in the house, what we say is the greatest fraternity in the world?
Now this is a momentous occasion. This is history in the making. This is a special moment. As you heard the Grand Bosses say, Brother Cooper was a link to our fraternity. He was special. He was the reason why we're here, and it's important that we protect the brand. I want to thank the brothers of Mu Omega for having this special ceremony. The family came out in big numbers. We're just proud to be Omega, man. It's a moment that I'll never forget. And I just want to say thank the brothers. Long live Omega.
I also know that we have the vice district representative. I don't see him now. Throw your hand up in the air. Where are you? There he is. Give him a round of applause.
This is a great milestone for the brothers of the 2nd District. It's an honor and privilege to be able to celebrate one of our founders, our beloved Dr. Cooper, who also served and worked in the city of Philadelphia. This is a great honor for the brothers of the 2nd District. It's a privilege and an honor to have the Grand Boss list be present today along with all of our other fraternity brothers and distinguished guests, and to have his family present. So this is a great opportunity and a great privilege for the brothers in the 2nd District.
But you know, one group of folks we have not shown enough love to is this chapter, Mu Omega. And so let's show them some love. I think you can do better than that, because they had to knock on some doors. They had to work to make this happen. They had to persevere. Anybody know anything about perseverance and seeing it through? That's what this chapter had to do. And so we thank him for that. Thank all of them for that.
This is a very important event today to this neighborhood and this community, because our first Bossless of Mu Omega chapter, our chapter, is also our founder. And he committed his service, his medical service to this community. He provided services to people who didn't even have health insurance and couldn't afford it. And so this is important because a historical marker in front of this building explains his service to the community and what's significant about him. So when young men and women walk the streets of Philadelphia and they come by this place, they can read that marker and understand the contribution that he has made to this community. It's also important to me personally because I serve as the 48th Basileus. I'm the 48th Basileus of Mu Omega chapter, and I follow in the footsteps of our founder, Dr. Oscar James Cooper, who was our first Basileus on this, our centennial celebration. So 100 years later, and in this case 101 years later, we are honoring the service of our founder to this community.
I'm not going to be able to make the luncheon this afternoon, but in front of all of you from my office, I'd like to give each one of these gentlemen the Grand Basileus coin, the highest coin that the Grand Basileus can give an individual.
So Dr. Marion, on behalf of the Mayor of the City of Philadelphia, Mayor James Kinney, we are pleased and proud to present you with a Liberty Bell on the occasion of your arrival here in the City of Philadelphia. Thank you, Dr. Marion.
Thank you so much. They about to pull this thing, so let's show some more love to this family too. On the front row here, we love you, we thank you, and if there's anything that Omega can do for any of you, do not hesitate to call on us.
My name is Phyllis Crump, and Dr. Cooper is my uncle. I grew up with him during the summers. He would be so honored, and I think amazed, because he was not a flamboyant kind of a man who would be boastful about accomplishments. And to see and witness what is going on today, I think he would just be overwhelmed and so overjoyed, as the family is overjoyed and overwhelmed by all they have seen today. We thank the City of Philadelphia, and we thank the brothers for having pushed to make this happen, and we're just thankful. We're just thankful. Just walking these streets that I walked as a young girl, it's just amazing. So thank you, City of Philadelphia, and all the brothers here at the Mu Omega chapter.
I'm impressed with how the whole day unfolded. So many brothers came out from all across the country. So many area chapters have come out to support this, the family. This was just a beautiful event for a beautiful man who made many sacrifices for this community.
Following the ceremony, the chapter held a VIP luncheon for the Cooper family and other notable dignitaries. The event-filled weekend concluded with a memorial service for founder Cooper and his family. The service was well attended by the brothers of Mu Omega.
Today we're at the gravesite to unveil a marker presented to his family by Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
Greetings, my name is Bill Smith, and I'm the chairman of the Mu Omega Centennial Celebration. This has been a labor of love. We started this process back in February of 2020, but because of the pandemic, we had to do everything virtual, but continue what we were working on when the COVID-19 restrictions were eased. So we found it possible to do a live event, which was the 3-day event, a celebration of the life and times of Brother Oscar J. Cooper. I can't say enough about the team that worked with us. We split the group into 3 teams, one for Friday night, one for Saturday, and one for today's memorial service. I'm very proud of the brothers that rolled up their sleeves and gave their all to the success of this weekend. You know, I'm ecstatic, and this is something that will last for a lifetime. You know, we will always remember, and this is part of the history and the legacy of Mu Omega Chapter, which was founded by our beloved Oscar James Cooper.
When we